What's going on YouTube? This your boy Char Slay here, and today we're going to do something a little bit different today, something a little bit more vulnerable, something you guys have been waiting for. We're going to be showing you my trade account. Alright, so what we're going to be going over today, because it's the end of the quarter, a new series that I'm going to do every single month and etc. is I'm going to be going over my monthly analytic reports, my monthly journals, making sure that you guys kind of understand what I've been doing. I want to use this as well as a form of a journal, something that kind of helps me in the long term so I can look back on. But we're going to be going over July, August, and September, mainly focusing on September when it comes to, you know, the monthly journal reports and everything. But let's go ahead and get into it. So I use this new platform, not really new, but this platform called Notion in order to journal my trades. And so it kind of assists me in making sure that I stay on top of my game. And I do this every single Saturday. I journal my trades. I make sure I hit everything on the ball so I know what I did. It kind of helps me. It's in a way of back testing for me, at least. Besides the actual traditional back testing, for me when it comes to seeing the screenshots and putting it in my journal, putting in my reports, it kind of helps me, one, record it, and helps me kind of hone in on the entry, because the only thing you can really control is your risk and your entry. That's the only thing you can control in the market. You cannot control the amount of profit that you make. So I really want to hone in on my entry, and in order for me to do that, I have to put it in as a screenshot so I can refer to it in the future. So you know, if I look back and let's say I stray from my original strategy, I can look back on these specific entries and be like, this is how I was supposed to enter. So it kind of helps me in that time, in that perspective, when it comes to trading on the foreign exchange market. So let's talk about what we bring to the picture, right? Or what I'm bringing to the picture. So like I said before, I use Notion, and this is my 2020 journal. As you can see, let's ignore the Q1, but I go through quarters, right? So in the first quarter, I didn't use percentages at first. So that's why you see kind of like 85% in one. I'm getting the reports from my broker so I can get a concrete percentage of how much I made in the first quarter. But right now I know for sure that it's 744 pips. Now I could have easily just went 74%, right? But how I do my percentages, it's a little bit different, right? So I go by risk to reward percentages, not really the pip count percentages. Now I see myself actually switching back to that way, which I have a performance analyzer that kind of assists me, like I'm going to be going over later on. But let's go ahead and knock down the Notion real quick. So we're going to be going over Q3, which is July, August, and September. And as you can see in Q3, which is more of a consolidated quarter, I was up 7.65% for the entire 3 months. Now, a lot of you would probably say, dang, Marcus, you didn't really make any money. You didn't really do anything. But in the contrary, I did. My goal for every quarter, every month is 5%, right? Now, on July, I had a good quarter. August, I did not have not a quarter, but in July, I had a good month. As you can see, I was up 11.78%. Now, what killed me and what made this low, right, is in August, I was down 8.37. Now, in August, it was a very corrective month, and you have to know what month you are currently in, the cycle that you're in every single time you get to the market. Now, in that point, I had a lot of stuff going on emotionally, which we're going to talk about journals in the future. I have a lot of content here for you guys ready to go. But pretty much you want to, you know, August was a very emotional time. Plus, because I had lost my dad, that's one. Two, because of the amount of events that I had to knock out in that time. But as you can see, it played a big toll in that month, in August, right? So I had a bad month in August. So I should have actually traded that entire month, but you live and you learn, right? So in September, I didn't quite hit 5%. I hit around 4.24%. But the thing is, to be honest, I aim for the 5%, but I really just, to be honest with you, just trade when I get the setups. Not every setup plays out 100%, right? So if I don't hit 5%, I'm not hurt by it as long as I'm up and I can do that consistently. So no matter what, I've only had 2 bad months in 2020 so far. So I want to keep that up, and I want to make sure that my quarters are always positive. I really take my quarters very, very seriously, right? Because I've been watching, I don't know if you guys know the show Billions, but I've been watching that show, and I've been taking some of the things that he's had to heart, or taking some of the stuff that, you know, that you should as a corporation in general, plus some research that I've done on the side for past hedge funds in the past, in different crashes, and, you know, and etc. But in general, hedge funds take their trading, their quarters, very, very seriously. So I want to make sure that I take that as serious as they do, because of the fact of it is what it is. So let's go ahead and knock out July, right? What is in July? So in my notion, and when I have pages in pages, right? Like patterns and patterns. So in this page, I have the first half of July and the second half of July. I try to make sure that those specific ones, you know, really I stick to that. So the first 2 weeks of July I have here, and the second 2 weeks I have in the second half, as you can tell. But in here in the first half, I have 6 wins, 2 losses, and 3 break evens, which in total, and percentage wise, I'm up 10.36%. Right? So in here, like I said, I like to have quality questions. Was this forecasted? Was this congruent to my plan? What is my trade analysis, my psychology, the lessons I learned, the trade management, and I like to have the before and after screenshot, and sometimes higher time frames. Right? So I like to have all of that in general when it comes to my trading, because I like to refer back to these later on, right? So this is my July. This is my first month in July. Let's go down to the second half, right? The second half is the exact same thing. I had 4 wins and 4 losses, 0 break evens, but I was only up 1.42%, right? I was still up, right? And that's the most important thing. I had a really good first half of the month and only had a decent second half of the month, right? So here I came up 11.78%. But what the most important part is in every month is I like to have an overview. How is my stop loss placements? How is my management? How is my routine? Right? It's very, very important that you include your indirect responsibilities in your trading. Anything you do indirectly in regards to trading, anything you do outside of trading indirectly affects your trading, right? So you want to make sure you add that in. So I put the routine in here to make sure that that is on point, of course. So I have actually been a lot better with waking up at 8 a.m. every morning. I would like to implement exercising a lot more because I have definitely gotten lazier about that. Make sure you're transparent and honest with yourself, because that's the only way it'll get better. But it has not affected my trading so far. Later on, it has affected my trading. Not working out does affect your trading, right? So the reason why I say that is because if you're not confident in yourself, you won't be confident in your trading. And you have to be confident in yourself in order for you to actually trade, in order for you to hold that trade longer. So let's talk about August, right? So in August, I took 1 win and 10 losses and 3 break evens. That was not a good month at all, right? So the first month I was down negative 43.7%. And on the second month, or the second half of the month, I was down negative 4%, right? So like I said, there was a lot going on, but at the end of the day, this is good for me to see because I know how to handle these things in the future. And that's the most important thing. That's the most crucial thing that you get. And as you can see, I have everything here for myself to look back on. So September, which is the most important one, the one we're actually going to be breaking down in detail on this episode, is September. So I have had 5 wins, 3 losses, 2 break evens, and the total was 4.24. And I've taken 10 trades total, right? So the overview of this on the stop loss placement is I feel like my stop loss placement has been pretty good. I need to make sure to give myself space and not have a tight stop loss. It is okay to have space and have a wider stop loss, right? I want you guys to really understand that. It's okay to have space and have a wider stop loss. It's not going to hurt you. Right, so the management has been very good without any hesitation. That's key because my management actually has been extremely good when it comes to trades. If the trade will play out 100% of the time, oh yeah, for sure, right? My routine has been better, waking up at 8 a.m. and I have started exercising as well to make sure that I feel confident, so my trading is even more confident. Also, I need to make sure to write my daily goals and follow my routine. So in September, working out has been a priority, or more of a priority, right? But what has been lacking is my specific daily goals, writing my daily goals and following my routine, which I'm going to hone in on and make it a priority for October, right? Because the more I do it, the 21-day, the 31-day habit, because it's all about creating habits when it comes to trading. If you don't create habits, it's not going to work out. So what I'm doing is creating habits every single month so I can make myself better as a human being and as a person and as a trader, right? So right now, the routine is getting better, but my routine is getting better. My exercising is getting better, but my dailies and my routine is slacking, right? So now let's go down to the first half. So the first half, I had 4 wins and 0 losses and 0 break-evens. I was on a winning streak, I guess you could say, right? So gold was a 1.27% win, right? Pattern repetition, descending channel, breakout method, bullish flag, and bullish pin bar, right? So breakout, retest, nice 15-minute entry, and from that 15-minute entry, I caught this whole move, right? Ethereum sell, right? Caught this entry, from that entry, caught this whole move, right? So it's really simple after you really break down trading. As soon as you have a system, you need to stick to the system. Don't change it. I promise you, you'll become much better as a trader. GBP USD, right? Took this trade, caught a massive drop on this trade, massive drop, right? And it's just crazy how it is. NZD USD, I'm doing the same setup, right? But look at the weekdays, right? I made sure I added the days in here, because when I add the days, it helps me understand what days I profit the most, right? Which days I profit the most. So NZD USD caught this evening star at the top, caught this entire drop, which is very nice. I actually got knocked out here, but it's fine, because at the end of the day, it's all about making sure you do the same thing consistently and don't change it, right? You make small tweaks along your journey, but you don't adjust the system that you have. As in, I go by flags and channels. I'm going to always go by flags and channels. Is my entry going to, maybe evolve? Sure. But it's always going to evolve. It's always going to revolve around flags and channels. That's what I mean. Right? So that is the first half of September. Now let's go to the second half. The second half, I actually had 1 win, 3 losses, and 2 break-evens, which went to negative 2.05%. EuroCAD was a 1% loss, right? Same entry. I don't change it. I'm not changing the entry. I entered the way that I wanted to. It's just probabilities, right? USD JPY, I was up almost 1%, right? Boom, went all the way up there, caught that buy. Your NZD. The reason why I have slashes, these are two different trades. One is a break even and one is a loss, right? So boom, entry, break even, boom, entry, loss, right? So I made sure I added both of those to further assist me in the future, right? So I know what to do and what not to do. NZD USD sell, right? Pay attention. This is a Monday, right? I lost on a Monday. I won on a Tuesday, and I lost on a Monday. So that's telling me that maybe I shouldn't take trades on Mondays, right? That's something very key to pay attention to, right? So now I have GJ, right? GJ, I traded on Thursday and got break even. Boom, took this entry and got knocked out at break even. It's that simple. But pay attention to your stats. It's very important that you pay attention to your stats, family. You will never get better if you don't pay attention. The whole point of journaling is to actually learn from it. Okay, that's the whole point of journaling, is actually to learn from your mistakes. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the second way that I go over my analytics, go over my reports and journaling, and that's through my FX book. All right, family. So I never want you guys to really be I don't want you guys to portray me like I'm a master trader. My goal is to become a master trader, but I'm not yet a master trader. Now, I am consistent, but I'm not a master trader. Now, with this, my FX book, I, in the past, have made some horrible mistakes, as you can tell from this downtrend here, right? So you see this downtrend, some horrible mistakes. I was as low as 92%, pretty much almost 100% of my account. That's crazy. From the beginning of December to the beginning of June, right? Now let's look at this, right? From June to now, I've pretty much gained almost 100% of my capital back, which is very good. What happened? I don't know. Something just clicked, right? There is going to be a time when consistency happens and it just clicks, right? And from there, I have excelled my account. Now, I have used this formula that I might make another video on later on, which is growth times compound equals scale, right? So I grow my account by trading, compound my account by adding money on a whatever time I get paid on my paycheck, every 2 weeks, every month, whatever the case may be. And then what that allows me to do is scale my account quicker than me just trying to make money from a small account. The thing is, it takes a while to make money from a small account. You have to find ways to scale your account quicker. And the only way for you to do that is to put increments of money into your trading account to actually grow it faster. So let's get here. So my FX book is still negative 14.78%. That's fine. That'll be gone. You guys will see on the channel that this will go into the positive. I had a bad year last year, right? At this point, I wasn't consistent. This is important, right? But now pay attention to how this is moving up, right? This move up isn't just a shoot up. This isn't how it works. I want you guys to really understand that. This is how trading is, right? Trading is a slow scale, right? It's a slow scale. That's how it works, right? So let me go ahead and scale this back up. This is a slow uptrend. You have an impulse, a correction, an impulse, a correction, and an impulse, right? That's how the market moves. So look, pay attention to how my trading is. My trading is just like the market. If the market completely moved up, then you would see that my growth would move up just as impulsively as the market will move up impulsively. But the market does not do that. The market moves in waves. So of course, my chart are also going to be moving in waves. So you have to think like that when it comes to trading. I take a lot of break evens, okay? They are going to, as you can see, break even, break even, break even, break even, break even, and then you have a huge spike. Break even, break even, break even, maybe some losses in between there, and then you have a huge spike. Break even, then you have a huge spike. That's how it works when it comes to trading. As you can see, my drawdown is 56.3%. Now you want your drawdown to be as less as possible, right? But because, like I said before, it's calculating everything from when I had that major drop, major downtrend to now having this major uptrend. So I at that time I can relate. I mean I can understand that it's 56.33%. That's completely fine, right? My balance right now, as you can tell on this account, I have multiple accounts. Is 2965.62. Right, that's what it is right now. My profit is $585.27. I want you to understand, you guys are probably not thinking that's a lot, but yo, if you had $585 in your pocket right now, I bet you spend it. And if you left if $585 was missing out of your bank account, you would notice, right? And you'd think that'd be a lot, right? So 585 is good profit. I'm telling you, it's great profit. So let's think about this week. This week wasn't really a percent. I didn't trade much this week, but this month it was, like I showed you before, it was a low month. September wasn't the best month for me, right? So let's talk about the trades in total. From December to now, I've taken 183 trades. Right now, my win percentage is 39%, pretty much 40%, right? Now I want you to understand that's from all the trades that I've taken since December, not from June to now, right? That's from literally from December to now. If the more that uptrend moves and uptrend grows, the higher the percentage will be. My goal is to have this around 50 to 70%, right? That's a good goal, because I mean 40%, you can still be incredibly profitable with 30 to 40%. I want you guys to really understand. You can be incredibly profitable with that. So don't get your hopes up like, dang, he only makes 39%. Oh my God, he doesn't know how to trade. No, bro. You see the profit right here. You see my account. It's there, right? So I know what I'm doing. All right, so average wins 371 pips. I average 371 pips. Average, right? My average losses are 190, right? My lots total is 6.69. My commissions total is $33. All right. So my profit factor, your profit shows how many times the growth profit, sum of all the winning trades exceed the gross sum of your all losing trade, and the higher. Okay, so the high, you want this to be as high as profitable, as high as possible, right? Your profit factor is very important because your profit factor tells you, it factors in the amount of profit that you have. It's literally that simple, right? Average trade length is a day, right? That's cool, right? So average strength length is a day on occasions. So that could be sometimes I'm higher than the day, or sometimes it's less than the day, right? But that's concluding everything. And as you can see here on the monthly analytics, June was my best month. I made 169.58% in June. And as you can tell, May and April was just absolute trash. Why is it that on some of these months were better than the ones at the losses? One, at that time, I thought I knew how to trade, and I probably did know how to trade, but there's a psychological barrier that you have to break in order for you to become consistent. Another reason is because the market has its phases, and you have to be able to catch it, and you have to know where you are in the market. So that's another thing, another reason why. And then just naturally, you'll have bad months. That's just part of the game, right? It's just literally part of the game. So I hope you guys literally learned something from this. And I really enjoyed breaking down the analytics of my personal trading. Drop in the comments if you guys want more of these types of videos. If you want me to actually break down you guys' trading, let me know as well. Let me know what videos you guys want me to talk about next as well. I definitely want to break these things down in much more detail and every single month. So next month will be the October, right? Next month after the November, December, and etc. Right? So pretty much like this button, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell if that's something you're into, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out. I know I'm acting stupid, but being dumb, maybe just a little bit foolish. I feel so young.